Hi all, this is probably the first of many messages from me as we live together through this next strange period in our national life, as we become scattered church and as we learn to be church online. I want to encourage you first of all to stay connected, ring one another, text one another, care for one another, and I want to encourage you to practice your faith in the home. We'll be providing many resources to help you with this as the weeks and months go by. Just a reminder that during this last year, Susie and I spent most of the time in the home because of illness. We were absolutely fine. We emerged fine, even though it looks like we've got to spend the next year confined as well. Here are some practical tips to help you to practice your faith in your own home. First of all, one thing I've started to do, which I've never done before, is to kneel by the bed every night before going to sleep to say some prayers. I found that really helpful. It's really drawn me much closer to God. Maybe you could do that. Secondly, how about saying grace before a meal every day? Perhaps you could gather the family together, or if you're on your own, you can still do this. Say grace, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. And thirdly, how about every Sunday now breaking bread? I think Jesus intended the communion to be practiced during a meal. So maybe after you've eaten, you could break some bread, drink some juice, and maybe read the passage of Scripture from one of the Gospels where Jesus did that for the first time with the disciples. I'm sure these little practices will nourish your faith and help you to grow closer to the Lord. And now, the second thing I want to say, you'll notice over my shoulder is my garden, and you can see some daffodils there that I planted last autumn. Many things in my garden now are beginning to sprout as the spring comes on. And I think this reminds us that God is in control and that all will be well. Psalm 24 says, "The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it, the world, and all who live in it." That means me and you. He loves us. He cares for us. He's in control. The sun's going to rise in the morning and set in the evening. And so I want to encourage you not to be afraid, but to put yourself and your family under the cover of God's wing and stay there. Keep saying your prayers. Pray loads, especially for the Prime Minister and the government as they lead us through this difficult time. May God bless you, and I'll speak to you again soon.